pretty frosty, bit frosty this morning, but feeling good. Important thing is to get a good walking staff, so I'll try that, breaking off that thinner piece, and if it's no good I might try breaking up that thicker piece, but it makes life a lot easier. I'm feeling pretty good this morning, pretty hopeful. So we'll see how we go. River crossing time. I've got the river sandals, so my feet get wet, but then they dry off pretty quickly. It's almost a frost. I think there's frost in other areas, but the river doesn't seem so cold. But here we go. Upgrade, I think. Gotta be honest, today is actually, I think, the worst day I've ever had for searching for agate. So just found one little chip which is not all that nice. It's kind of not very clear in the water. I didn't bother filming that. Been out for about an hour and a half, I think, already. Just seen something which is curious over there. So I'm hoping it's something worthwhile. It's quite large. I'm suspicious it might be just another volcanic. Not sure. I think it's just a volcanic with stripes in it. Get it wet and have a look. Okay, so it's got some interesting colours, the white, the pink and the green, but nothing transparent. So it's just normal quartz veins, I think. So, and that's likely to be quite crumbly if I try and make anything with it, so kind of interesting, but once again nothing to take. This kind of area has a lot of good sized rocks, so kind of stopping and doing some circles and lines across it rather than just continuing up the river to hopefully find something. Just spotted one down there and I've lost sight of it again. Where was it? Volcanic, but unfortunately they don't polish very well, so it's got all these beautiful patterns in it, but I won't take it. But finally found one. So it looks like it might be a complete nodule. So it might have a bit of a pattern inside, but still it's not all that impressive yet. Kind of got to the stage where I'm just walking mindlessly, casting my eyes around. When I first start walking, I usually usually picturing what they look like and imagining seeing them, kind of visualizing it. But yeah, I've decided kind of these big areas with lots of open space with not much vegetation, I'm thinking of going back and forth over them rather than just continuing up the river. Hopefully improve my chances. Okay, finally something which could be potentially quite big. So this is why a good stick's good. It means I don't have to keep bending over every time I'm checking something like this out. That's a nice size. Looks like it's mainly this crystalline stuff that I don't like so much because it crumbles, but I'll go wash it off and see what it looks like. It's quite nice looking, but it is mainly this quartzite kind of crystalline stuff, which I don't like so much because it just crumbles when I try and, so I can't cut that into any kind of shape or anything. Just need to try and do some kind of cross section, but it's a bit big for my saw to do a proper cross section. These pockets here used to be little crystalline caves, I think. It's got kind of a nice bit there where it's broken. I'll take it. This is the first one that I found that I was carrying with me just because to have something, but now that I found this one in the other nodule, I'll leave that and take this with me. It's kind of hefty. I don't know if I should hide it somewhere and get it on the way back or carry it with me. I'll have a think about it. I've been walking back and forth over this. Over there in the bank is where I found that first little nodule. Over there is where I found that larger one. I just spotted that. So once again, doesn't seem to have much of a pattern. It looks like it might be quite crystalline. Yeah, it's quite crystalline there. It's got kind of pinkish bits on it, which is interesting. Yeah, I'm hoping, no, it's quite crystalline there too. Unfortunately, I want the cryptocrystalline where it's just kind of like glassy parts, not the parts that I can really make something of. But anyway, we'll take it. Same area still. And there's something here. And once again, very crystalline, but it looks like this area might have a bit of a pattern or swirl on it. You can see a hole through there, little crystal cave. So maybe the edges of these might, this one might have something nice to use to make a pendant or something. My understanding is these nice patterns kind of happen when there are more impurities, and then that crystalline center is usually when the quartz is, or when the silica is more pure. So actually the impure parts are the more interesting. I want a huge hole in the rock that's been filled in with a lot of chalcedony with a lot of impurities in it to get a lot of this kind of translucent stuff. But yeah, covered most of this area now. Almost a little bit of a patch going, but that area looks a bit more, it's got a bit more vegetation on it, so I think it hasn't been reworked so much by the river. So there we go. Kind of actually getting a blister, which I've never got before with these sandals, but I guess I haven't been out for a very long time. See that one there? I think this maybe is far upstream as I go, and I might head back down to the car where I have some food, and then if there's still a lot of time I can go look a bit downstream of the car. But this is actually pretty nice actually. So I think this is the best nodule I've found. It's most likely got kind of those circular patterns in there. But anyway, heading back downstream. This one glowing in the late afternoon sunshine. Once again, it's just one of these highly crystalline cores, unfortunately. That's the haul for today. A little bit disappointing. I was hoping to get more I could make into pendants and things. This kind of chalcedony is needed to make pendants, but this one's just plain old stripes, onyx parallel stripes. The rest of these are mostly the kind of the crystalline material that is found on the inside there. And so I figured if it's not too heavy, then I might take this back and try and make some kind of bowl out of it. But the rhyolite is not so hard, so it's not going to polish up as well as any kind of agate would. But it still could make quite a pretty bowl. See how it goes.